Hey guys! Okay. Fuck that shit. I'm doing it again. It's so hard to start and end a video, I've noticed. It's like the same thing I feel when, you know, taking phone calls, leaving phone calls, everything that has to do with the starting and ending of human interaction or something. Let's see if I can figure this out. Today I was thinking about doing the 5 love languages test, which I had some inspiration from Mrs. Sara MBTI to do. And well, I watched a lot of her videos before, so thank you for the inspiration. And it's gonna be fun to try it out. Let's see. Because I have some idea of how this works, and I also have some idea of which of these. Let's see if we can get it on screen. I think we have to put it here. Display. I can't remember how I did this. Okay, now we can see. That's funny. This is, by the way, the program I use for when I'm streaming, like. Well, not so much anymore, but before when I was streaming, when I played games and such. Let's see. Maybe this is a bit too high up. No idea what should be the best fit. Anyway, now you can actually see the screen. That's pretty helpful, I guess, in this scenario. It's so funny. My fucking hair. I need my sister to help me out cutting my hair. She's she's educated hair artist or whatever you say. It looks like absolute trash. But it's kind of funny. Sometimes you can get a bit sick of it and get some SC insecurity, as I had, I think, even at a young age. Even when I had very good looking hair back in the days, and actually tried to make it look good, I was not satisfied then either. If the wind was blowing and it got like this, then I was like, fuck man, fuck. It's like so annoying. Not as much nowadays, but it still sometimes gets to me. Anyway, that was a ramble. Fuck the hair. Okay, let's try this. Let's see if we can see the screen first and foremost. Yeah, you can. That's good. Okay, discover your love language. So for you guys who doesn't know anything about this, I absolutely don't know a whole lot about it, but there are like 5 different types of ways that you want to show, the way you naturally show love, and also a way you want to preferably receive love. So there are these 5 different types, which are words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. So it will be interesting to see how the hierarchy of these forms for me personally, and in this particular test, of course. I think this is not like the MBTI in the sense of that you need to do this test. I think people who have some self-awareness, maybe if they've gone a bit older, to see how they actually do with others, they can figure out from just looking at these without a test what they actually do more than the other. But let's try it out. I have a sense that I do like physical touch, but there's also some fear about it in a way. Not fear in that sense, but insecurity maybe still there in that regard. Receiving gifts, sure, that's a nice surprise, but acts of service, I mean, words of affirmation, acts of service is something I value a lot, and absolutely value quality time. Without quality time, there's no there's no point. If I don't get quality time with someone, there's no way there's gonna be some physical touch of affirming physical touch of you're alright, you're safe with me, or just a touch with the hands or whatever. So there's a lot to it. Anyway, let's get into it. There's a fucking ramble of an INFJ going on here. Let's see. This tests for yourself or your child. Well, I don't have a child yet, so I guess I have to wait on that one and pass it on later, but now it's for myself. Are you in a relationship or single? Well, I am in a relationship with myself. So let's put single right there. Oof, we have to fill in information and stuff. That's a lot. Male, I am 55 years old, which you can see on my hairline the last couple of years, since my uptake of minerals and such have been bad, since my stomach have been struggling. But that will probably get back to normal once I healed my so-called leaky gut issues, inflammation. Let's see, I'm not 55, but it looks like it. 25 to 34. That's, yeah, I'm 26, so that should be... Did I even mention my age on this channel before? I don't think I did. Well, I'm 26 years old, I'm still a child, but I'm also a very old man at the same time. Interesting, right? Have you read the 5... No, I don't think so. I don't want tools. This is like so passive aggressive. No thanks. I don't want to... It's like how they shape this. They want to put some guilt into, oh, we gave you this free practical tips and so on, but if you fill in this option, you should feel some guilt or shame for not giving back to us for what we gave you for free, that we really decided to do by our own passion, you know. It's I don't want tools or resources to improve my relationships. It's like I want to stay the same, and by doing that I'm neglecting your acts of service by not saying yes. But it's a no. I'm not gonna lie here. I don't want a lot of shit on my email. Okay, let's do this. Let's see how long. 7 minutes and 7 seconds of ramble before getting started. That's it's getting better, guys. It's getting better. It's more meaningful to me when someone I love sends me a loving note, text, email for no special reason. Or I hug someone I love. Well, as an INFJ Enneagram 4, I think I'm a 4 or 5, or both. This is pretty hard. I think many things will be hard to answer here. Might be for any type, actually, depending on your conditioning. Someone... Of course, the physical... They are gonna perceive that as physical touch more than words of affirmation in this case. And that's just a wicked way of looking at it in regards of perspectives and context. So I'm not a fan of that. I like both of those previous ones. And they stay with, it's more meaningful to me when. It's still the thing here. I can spend alone time with someone I love, just us, obviously. Someone I love does... Well, I think that is valuable in a way to me, as I'm not too practical when it comes to a lot of things. I'm an educated electrician, but it doesn't stretch further than that, and that's not what I like to do whatsoever. It's a waste of time and it's a stressor for me. So I think it's very helpful if someone does that naturally, or if they have the inclinations of doing these kinds of services in practical ways. But I would say spending time alone, just being with that person, that creates meaning and depth and connection to me. This is a good thing though, it's not like I neglect that. Some more meaningful to me when someone I love give me a little gift as a token of our love, of concern for each other, or I get to spend uninterrupted leisure time with those I love. I rather have the quality time here. But of course, here and there it would be nice with something that is a personal thing which you can get as a gift as well. But I'm not a big fan or whatever of gifts in that regard. I love to, I like to give gifts and surprise people. I guess that's the SC way of want to share or give an experience. But I don't do it all the time. I want to come as a natural thing, not a forceful thing of trying to get something you want from someone or something. It should be natural. Okay, still on the more meaningful thing here. Meaningful to me when someone I love does something unexpected for me to help me with a project. Or I can share an innocent touch with someone I love. Do they mean an innocent touch in regards of the physical, or actually innocently and truthfully touching someone's heart and feelings? I guess that, or this one, because I'm not actually sure. Someone I love put their arms around me in public. Someone I love surprised me with a gift. Well, it can be both, you know. It depends on context. This can be a very nice thing, I guess. And of course this can be too, so this is not fair. More meaningful to me when I'm around someone I love, even if we're not really doing anything. Or I can be comfortable holding hands, high-fiving, or putting my arm around someone I love. I've noticed something with myself. When I'm reading something and interpreting it via the TI and everything, it's like I'm breaking down to find the essence of my interpretation of what is written. It's like, that doesn't matter what it is. If I read it out loud, I get so caught up in so much. But if I read it internally, like introvertedly, I can grasp things faster. But if I read it out loud, I notice that whoa, my mind is drifting away to another fairy tale land. Okay, let's see. I'm around someone I love. I can be comfortable holding hands, high-fiving, or putting my arm around someone I love. I love both of these examples here, alternatives. But this is a very comfortable thing, and it's beyond comfortable, of course, as you can feel like a flow connection with someone where you get each other and respect each other, and that is a beautiful thing. I think this one. But I really love being able to be with someone not doing anything. But you know, me being with someone and not doing anything, it's impossible for it to not be anything. It's still gonna be somewhat of an intense, beautiful learning experience of some kind. It will never end up being nothing. It's seems they are keeping on the track, on the meaningful here. So I receive a gift from someone I love. I hear from someone I love that they love me. This one, this is, you know, this is it. I sit close to someone I love, or lots of love here. Most people don't even know what love is, more than they're conditioned to. So I guess I have to try to answer in regards and context of what people perceive to be love. I sit close to someone I love, or I am complimented by someone I love for no apparent reason. This test is actually pretty weird. Both can be nice. It's such a beautiful thing, sitting close to and feeling the energy of another being that you appreciate. Well, we should appreciate everyone, but if you have a close love connection and respect for someone, it's a true value. As well as the other question, even if you're not doing anything in particular. But yeah, I think I actually do like compliments and some external value. My ego does. I know that I don't need it because I find love and appreciation and gratitude beyond the ego and its fears and insecurities. But I'm still as much of the common human being as well as most people. So my ego would say this one, because it's nice to be complimented on something of which you are or present naturally and authentically. It's more meaningful to me. Yes. When I get the chance to just hang out with someone I love, or I unexpectedly get small gifts from someone I love. Overall, just hanging out. The gifts is like, what do you choose, man? Do you want gifts every time you see someone and that is the main priority? Or do you actually want to hang out and get to learn to understand this person and get to know each other? It's of course the individual, the life source is the important thing. It's not the gift. The gift is a bonus. It's more meaningful to me when I hear someone I love tell me, I'm proud of you. Well, I don't need someone to be proud of me to be sure of what I am or if I'm doing things right. But of course, it can be a nice thing, but it's a bit different kind of external validation actually. But you don't need others to be proud of you to feel like you're validated. That should come from within. Or someone I love helps me with a task. It's like, do these two exclude each other, or what's the deal here? If I've done something from my heart, or if I am something overall, which that person perceives and interprets over time, and I get some type of a compliment, or I'm proud of you for being me, then absolutely being proud of me. But they don't need to be proud of me. I just, sure, some validation for that I'm being my authentic self and that I'm of natural service to someone. Sure, in that case, this one. It's amazing. I'm not too in my life. I don't think I've had too many people like wanting to help me, or maybe it's me not. I've been showing that I would need help with things, as I've always tried to figure things out on my own overall. And naturally, I didn't get help without really asking for it and bringing up a whole fucking conundrum of things. So I help people without. I see people's needs. I feel people's needs. So I can go out of my own way and do things like shadow work behind the scenes to help someone. And that, if someone does that for me, even if it's a task, that I appreciate that big time, because most people are blind to that and only go about what they have to earn on things on their own in their own life. Both, it doesn't matter. I click any. It's more meaningful to me when I get to do things with someone I love. I thought it said support love. It's like love is taking over everything here now. So I get to do things with someone I love, or I hear supportive words from someone I love. Both. It's absolutely awesome if you are with people that appreciate you and that where you do stuff, and it's very nice to be supported on your path as well. So I guess that's a word of affirmation example. Someone I love does things for me instead of just talking about doing nice things. I feel connected to someone I love through a hug. Yes, of course. If it's a heartfelt thing, you should feel connected to someone you hug. Someone I love does things for me instead of just talking about. Sure, connection via an authentic hug. That's amazing. If you're with someone now, just go hug them for no reason. Just do the right thing. I know you want to do it, even if there's some thing going on right now between you or external things or in yourself. Just give some love, naturally, without holding back. So, it's more meaningful to me when I hear praise from someone I love, or someone I love gives me something that shows they were really thinking about me. Depends on context of praise and what they are actually fucking saying. Come on, you have to be more specific, or else you can't. No one can determine anything in exact measures if something is built like this. It's like, yeah, I can see both, you know, in every single example so far. Someone give me something that, well, I would love to hear from you guys who are still watching this weird kind of a test-taking thing from me. Are you somewhat reacting the same way that I do? And when I say reacting, that's the ego. Are you reacting the same way as to that you could answer either of the two alternatives in each case, depending on context of it and what they actually mean? That would be interesting to hear. Whatever type you are, it would be interesting to see how you see this. I feel like everyone could, basically anyone with an open mind who's not like completely biased and doesn't see a bigger perspective of anything, anyone should be able to almost be able to pick anything here, depending on your condition, of course. Okay, I don't need praise from someone I love. I want to be appreciated for who I am. That's not praising. Someone I love gives me something that shows me. Sure, if they're thoughtful. I'm able to just be around someone I love. I get a back rub. It depends on the situation. Is it, okay, you either... So Jonas, you have to choose. Do you want to be around someone you love for the rest of your life? Or do you only want to get a back rub from someone you love and not get anything more at all? You only love this person and this person loves you because he or she loves to rub your back. It's, they don't exclude each other, man. I'm able to just be around someone I love. This is you know, you can get a back rub from someone if your back is hurting, if you're in pain, if you just want to relax. And that happens naturally when you're around someone you love. So, yeah. Someone I love reacts positively to something I've accomplished. Yeah, that's good. That's enticing. Or someone I love does something for me that I know that... Well, it also depends on what it is. If someone goes out of their own way and suffer the consequences of doing it just to do something for me, I'm not so sure I like it, because then they don't value their actual selves and how they feel. If it's a minor thing though, like I can't even come up with an example, then of course it's a nice thing. If someone doesn't particularly enjoy something and they join in to doing that activity or to try it out, that's appreciated. But yeah, of course, I would say that I appreciate if someone reacts positively to something that I've accomplished, because that fuels like more energy and passion into whatever that is and what that is all about. It's more meaningful to me when wow, I'm a fast guy, 50%. I'm able to be in close physical proximity to someone. Yes, it's important, but I think overall I didn't have too much of that. Like if you put in a percentage over time, I don't think I've had too much physical closeness in my life, actually. No, I think that's something that molded me in some ways as well. That made me have to become like so independent and individualistic. But I always underneath in the depths of myself, I think, somewhat longed for that physical, comfortably nice connection, which of course I had, and I can have, and I sometimes do have, but not all the time. I think it would be very healthy for anyone to be in that kind of positive environment physically with someone or some people most of the time. That would be very good for people. And me. I sense someone I love. I sense someone I love showing interest in things I care. Yeah, I think this is a big thing for me actually. I appreciate both of those. I think I've been lucky when I look at life overall on this part. But this really connects me to the person and makes me want to bring out their best sides and what blah 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 as well. So both of these are, I would, if I could pick both. When someone I love works on a special project with me that I have to complete, I think I'd rather, depending on what it is, I do it alone. So that for many reasons depends. I can have some help on the way if I need help, or someone to look at a particular thing, how I do it, if they think it's nice or if it's too whatever it is. So it depends. Oh, exciting gift. Well, if it's a thing that we can share together, like an adventure, or a gift of, if it's just a physical gift, like here you got a fucking cap with a cannabis flower on it, then I rather have the symbiosis of the connection and help each other out with things. So yeah, if someone can help me without me being able, having to force it or ask too much, if it happens naturally, then yes. I'm complimented by someone I love on my appearance. I think for actually, when I put it like more objectively, for maybe INFJs or NI DOMs who's having a inferior extroverted sensing, I think we can get, it can sit pretty well with us if we're getting complimented by people for our appearance, but not necessarily. It depends totally where we come from, and if we view that compliment as something that we, do they have a certain reason to say these things, or do they want something of me, or if they actually mean it. So it depends on context as well, and the person per se. I think I like that. I think I've always appreciated it. And actually, the thing is though, if someone has a faulty self-esteem or connection to their inner being, which I think I've been, let's say, a victim to, especially in the past. So even when I had so many compliments around, like, I was actually pretty famous in in the area of Gothenburg for around the time of 2009 to 2011 or something like that, for looking good or having epic hair and shit like that. It was a certain period of time in Sweden at the time where, let's not go into that. But what I'm getting to with it is that it didn't sit with me. I didn't believe it. I didn't feel it completely and let it be a part of myself. I think I subconsciously neglected it all this time. So I think this being complimented by someone on the appearance is a nice thing, especially if you can appreciate it for real, not just, oh, I got external validation, now my day is gonna be awesome until my salad is filled with piss from McDonald's. And no, it's if it doesn't nurture your fucking soul, it's not that necessary. You can see all over on the phone, take up your phone, bring up Instagram. Some people have like 80,000 likes, and it's 99% of the pictures on their appearance all day, every day for years. Do you really think that they feel appreciated and complimented for real and that it sits with them? No, they need more external validation because they're not full in their heart. They're not connected and loving to themselves. Yeah, going off on a rant. But yes, depending on context, it's lovely to be appreciated in that way. I think the most common thing I've had to heard throughout the years is that I'm cute, or that I don't, even like friends as girlfriends and such, saying that I'm such a cutie pie. It's such a weird fucking thing that's been reoccurring. And I think if I... no, fuck it. Okay, let's see. Someone I love takes the time to listen to me. Okay, I should have read this before I went on a 5 minutes rant. This is maybe so far the most important thing to me. When I met an ENFP friend for the first time, before we only talked on the internet before. She lives in Sweden, but she lives in Stockholm. I live in Gothenburg. And she really, I could feel it, and in her questions, in her presence, in her eyes, that she was really listening and taking in and learning from the experience of what we were talking about. You know, it was such an authentic and true way of getting to know someone firsthand, and even at the first time of meeting. And I felt really good during the interaction. I felt like safe, if so to say. Didn't need to necessarily hold back, or because it could be overwhelming, which many things are for a couple of people who don't want to go too deep into things. They just want they enjoy the shallow, not shallow for them, shallow surface level communication with people. But for me, who loves to go deep, understand human beings, the human condition, and life overall, and to expand and grow, this is very important to me. So when someone can naturally validate without words or having to say it, if I feel that people are connected with what I'm saying, if I can share my feelings on things and even give my insight onto their lives, that's the most precious thing. This is so precious. This far beyond this one. I can share a meaningful touch in public with someone I love. Well, shouldn't you always be able to? If you don't, you're living a fear-based existence, my friend. So I think it should be it is meaningful, and you should allow yourself to do that with friends and family. If you can't do that, this is just I know that I'm going off on a rant and all these things, but if you can't do some of these things with the people you surround yourself with most of the time, you should reconsider your connections and your relationships to people, because you have this one life and you shouldn't waste it on people who are holding your true self back. You have to blossom. You can't hold back from blossoming as the flower you are. So, of course, this should be an of course thing. Someone I love offers to run. Well, if I am sick, or if I can't be at a certain place when I should have been to pick something up, sure, that's great. And I will do the same back, no question whatsoever. There's not a meaningful touch in public. Yeah, I think still that there's a... yeah, I like that. I'm not the one to go overboard with things and making out with someone, like a partner in public like crazy. But like true, like holding hands, maybe a kiss on the forehead or on one's hand or something. That's or a hug, just out of nothing. That's beauty to me. So this one. Let's see if it's still running. By the way, it is. Maybe we can... shit. I'm starting to more and more realize and feel into when I'm experiencing inside my unconscious. It sounds weird because you can't really experience your unconscious, but I know how the unconscious works. So I can see that some ENFP aspect of me is coming through. Maybe not in visual or the sense of what someone else can perceive, but I can feel it inside me more and more often in different states of mind. So every INFJ has this little ENFP tingly creature lying under the surface. Anyway, someone I love does something special for me to help out. Yes, that's very much appreciated, because people don't often do that. Maybe it's because I never craved or asked for it a whole lot. So the people around me didn't do it naturally, because they didn't know they needed to. Or I get a gift that someone, okay, I really got into some ENFP state of mind there. That reminded me of very merry videos just now. She's inspiring to me. She's on a beautiful path in life as well. And I can see so much of myself in her, and a couple of other ENFP individuals as well. It's so much like my inner life, my unconscious self beyond the ego surface, that resembles that of an ENFP, like fully alive, giving spirit. Let's see. Someone I love does something special for me to help out, or I get a gift that someone I love put thought. Okay, that's valuable if it's something personal to me that holds a sentimental, nostalgic, or yeah, any personal value. Yeah, I'd rather have him helping me out with something, because yeah, it's just very valuable. So, someone I love doesn't check their phone while we're talking with each other. What? Ah, yes, now I get it. I hope you get it too. Or someone I love goes out of their way to do something that relieves pressure on me. Well, if you're with someone for an extended period of time, more than a day, or if we're talking, if it's like a short thing, checking the phone or something happening, depending on context, it's okay if they check their phones. But overall, if we're hanging out, if someone goes on to put priority on the notifications rather than our connection with each other as we're physically hanging out with each other, then that's a no. So not that it really happens. I think people get, when they're actually in physical contact with me, people they don't really check their phones a lot. There's no there's not that kind of space of having a boring time to do so. So yeah, I hope they don't do that. Someone I love goes out. Yeah, if it's something really pressuring me and they do it by themselves, not me, like, oh please, you have to help me, man, like being needy, and they help me. That's a source of lack in myself in that case, and that's no. I can look forward to a holiday because I'll probably get a gift from someone. That's okay. Are they serious? I can look forward to a holiday because that's so fucking. I just had some resemblance of some types of people here, aka narcissists, and a past false love of mine here. So no, I do not look forward to things because I can get something from someone. That's if that's the reason you do something. Yeah. I hear the words, I appreciate you, from someone I love. That's meaningful. It's not like Jonas, I appreciate you, man. You have such a big dick, and no, that's not. This is better, depending on context as well. Someone I love. It's more meaningful to me when someone I love that I haven't seen in a while thinks enough of me to give me a little gift. Sure, they can, but it's their energy. It's their energy that matters, not the energy of the gift, really. Someone I love take care of something I'm responsible to do, but I feel too stressed. Yes, sure. If I'm actually responsible of doing something, if I don't do it myself, that comes from a place of lack as well. People shouldn't fill in your shoes because you can't handle your own shit that you've taken upon yourself. You're a grown human being. But sure, if that is valuable and necessary in some situations. You can't always get everything as expected. Things come up. Yeah, if they can help me out, that's great. I don't need a gift if I didn't see my best friend for a month. If he gave me a couple of red flowers and no, okay, no, I won't go there. This I already swore, used some cursing words this video, so I need to keep it a bit child safe. I think the word fuck is pretty common to use, and I guess every 10 to 15-year-old about this time in age of our society and so on, they have heard that word before, so I'm sorry if it offended anyone. It will probably happen again. It's more meaningful to me when someone I love doesn't interrupt me while I'm talking. Yes, I'm not a big fan of that, but if they're interrupting me because they had an insight for their personal experience of what I said, or if it's something relating to what I said at all, and if they have a question, like interrupt with a question or interrupt with something they get to think that they thought of as I spoke about something, then I'm fine with that. But it can't be a continuous thing that is happening, because it's disrespectful, you know. It's I know an ENFJ does as well. I think everyone can have a tendency of interrupting, but if I do interrupt someone, it's in regards of asking a question before I forget it, that is in context of what they're talking about, to get a bigger picture, a more clear picture of what they're talking about, because I want to understand. So I cannot interrupt, but if someone interrupts while I'm talking as constant basis, daily basis, then, and neglecting what's being said, that's a big no. So yeah, I love it if someone can listen thoroughly. Or gift giving. Gift giving is an important part of. No, it's absolutely not. It really isn't. If you're under the illusion that it is, it's okay. It's okay, but that's not the essence of your relationship with another person. Oh, I actually clicked it now. Well, I can't even remember the whole sentence, so never mind. Someone I love helps me out when they know I'm already tired. Yes, that's good. We need to help each other out as human beings and living creatures alike. I get to go somewhere while spending time with someone I love. That's beautiful. I love doing like trips, adventures, new experiences and such with people that I am comfortable with. Well, yeah, that you can get so much out of that. This is special. This can create so many great experiences and memories. It's more meaningful to me when someone I love touches my arm or shoulder to show their care or concern. Depends on context. Sorry to repeat myself, but it always does. If they do it truly, like for example my INFP best friend, I know he's doing it from a FI introverted feeling source if he's doing something like that. Because I know he's feeling it, and he's there. His heart is present in the conversation, in the connection. So yeah, absolutely, that's a good one. Yeah, someone I love gives me a little gift. Those fucking gifts, man. This materialism is eating us up already. Come on. Someone I love gives me a little gift that they picked up in the course of their normal day. Well, this is more important. A gift here and there, as I said before, sure. Someone I love says something encouraging to me. That's awesome. That's awesome. Especially if they have something to add to it, or if it's just appreciation of some kind. Encouraging me to keep going, encouraging me to be myself, blah blah blah. I think everyone and anyone would love that, and actually need that as human beings. We need connection. That's the one fundamental thing we need. That is human connection. Then, actually, in regards of survival, that's where water and food kicks in. So that's pretty interesting. Someone I love says something encouraging. Yes. Or I get to spend time in a shared activity or hobby with someone I love. How can you put these two against each other? Both are wonderful things, and we should be having both in our lives. If we don't, we should try to get there and be patient with ourselves. I get to spend time in a shared activity or hobby with someone. It's like obvious. I get to spend time. It's awesome to do things with people that you appreciate. I just love that. We're like aligned with both being like fully immersed into whatever you do or whatever you are going to do. It's such a nice feeling of almost like euphoria and a sense of aliveness when you do things that are essential to you or something you want to try out and someone is really keen to do it as well. That's awesome. More meaningful to me when someone I love surprises me with a small token of their appreciation. Why not a real token instead of a small held back token? Or with a token overall, small token. Do we need to limit ourselves to fit the something all the time? Or is it better that we are what we are and give heartfully and wholesome? I'm touching someone I love frequently to express, yes, I touch everyone I love all the time. I'm a complete... somehow surprises me with a small token. No. I think it would be. I think I would love to touch people more. I think I've noticed in myself that when I want to do it, but there's some sense of from when I was younger maybe where I wasn't physically putting myself on others, so to say. I think that's something that is still there, and sometimes I want to give people, even though I'm pretty secure in many ways nowadays, especially compared to others actually, but people are hiding it from what I've seen. But I would love to, and it's a meaningful thing to be able to give that warmth and like without words say that I'm here for you, that I feel you. That's I would love to do that more, and that's something I'm working on by working on myself. And I am doing that. I absolutely am, but I'm feeling so much of what's going on. I'm such a overly empathic person that if I did this every time my mind called out for it, I wouldn't be doing anything else, and then I wouldn't maintain my own energy in them, because as you touch someone or hug someone especially, your energies get intertwined, and we as human beings have these energy fields around us. One around our heart and one that goes around the head. If it's shared with people all the time, we get confused, especially highly sensitive people who are aware of energies. So it's even shown in physics of today's blah blah blah. Someone I love surprises me with a small token of their appreciation. Yes, okay, I want to touch people more everywhere. Someone I love helps me out, especially if I know they are already busy. I don't want people... It's wrong. There are so many... It depends on context, but overall, if people are busy, or if someone can't see me a certain day, like the common thing in this society, like, no, I can't today. Oh man, you have to fit with my needs. I want to meet you today. Don't neglect my needs. Okay, I'll have to come and people please you. No. If someone has to go out of their own way, if they actually are busy, let's say they are at work, but like say for my ex, for example, if I was busy being in school or studying, being at work, it was not okay for me to have that space of doing my own thing. It was like forceful, and people have to help each other out without the force, without trying to bend the other person and their needs and what they are doing at the given moment. So no, I don't want people to go out of their own way in that regard. Um, that's not the way to go. I hear someone I love tell me that they appreciate me. I think we saw this before, right? And that's great. In, depending on context again. And this, if they are busy with something that is not such a big deal, which I, for example, if we turn it around, I can gladly or willingly help someone if I'm doing, like, watching a fucking video of something or whatever I'm doing, and if someone needs my help, I can, of course. That's not like getting out of my own way for real. So it depends, but appreciation, we need it, everyone need it, especially appreciation for ourselves. We kind of forget that as we externalize our need for love all the time, and we shouldn't stop doing that, but we should start acting towards touching our own heart first, and what all that implies. So I guess this might be the last one, and this became a what the this became a huge massive ramble. Unbelievable how much I can talk when I see words, you know, words, music, human beings. I can get onto a endless run of talking. If you have been sitting through all this reactional ego drama, big ups to you. You can take a whole lot in life. Okay, let's see. The last one. I get a hug from someone whom I haven't seen in a while. Yes, that's nice. A heart hug. A bear hug. Or I hear someone I love tell me how much... Okay, both are important, but this is, I think, it's a fundamental need for us human beings. As I said about the connection, it's a fundamental need, and so it is for me as well. Whenever I get to hear things like that, which sadly isn't that often, from like family and such, I think, you know, we humans are missing out on too much. We should give and share and cherish each other more. Which I have people who actually does that, and I really appreciate that, because that's who I am as well. So both of these are great. I hear someone I love tell me how much. Yes, that's awesome. Let's see. Yes, no surprise. That's probably what I thought of the results. I thought that words of affirmation would probably win. I guess this is saying what I want. I would love to do something like this and seeing what I naturally want to give as well, because that usually doesn't have to be the same thing. The highest score indicates your primary love language. The highest score is 12. It's not uncommon to have 2 high scores. Okay, so it seems that gifts, well, I think if I perceive myself here, receiving gifts was actually when my reactions to it was pretty evident. It's nice with gifts, but don't overdo it. That's actually the least important thing. Of course we're different and we have different perceptions of it in our ego, but fundamentally it is the least favorable thing for a human being. Unless it's food for survival, then the gift is immensely of worth. So it seems words of affirmation makes sense. Physical touch, I'm a bit surprised on, but that's what I want to receive, I guess, and that makes sense actually. I would say words of affirmation. I love words of affirmation, on both ends. Truthful ones, or else no. And quality time is beautiful. Acts of service, not going out of your own way though. If you're actually busy with something, you can't have a codependent relationship with people. in that regard. So quality time, words of affirmation, and physical touch is actually very nice. Acts of service. All of these are great. But I think this one was what I expected to be my top scorer. Wasn't sure if the test would show it though. And yeah, I do like physical touch. I guess when looking at it and like saying private things here, which I kind of do more than many people, I really encourage you to do it as well, because as you express yourself to people, even with the shitty stuff, whatever it is, it's very good for you to work things out and you release tension, and you learn something from yourself and others by doing so. Yeah, interesting. Acts of service. I like acts of service. It's very nice if people can help you out without you having to ask for it or force it. I don't like when people try to force these things. I want to give because I want to give. So I also want to, and the other way around, of course, I want it to be the same for me. If someone like an ENFJ, they can really, anyone, for example, ENFJs can really give without even second guessing it, and they do it without you asking. They feel you, they understand. So that's pretty cool. Oh, you can actually read more about it here. I think it would be nice if people actually were able to read these things beforehand, but at the same time that could have shaped the answers of a lot of people as they want. People often in tests, they want to have a certain answer, they want to have a certain personality type, they want to get something subconsciously and they act on that. We make actions from our subconscious. So like for example in those Myers-Briggs tests, there are a lot of people surely who get the test as an INFJ and absolutely aren't INFJs, but there's something with the traits that are described in the test along the way in the questions and so on, how it's formulated, that makes it up to be preferable or idealized. So maybe it's for the best actually that it's coming in the aftermath. But I don't think I need to go into 1 hour's analyzing of that as well. Too much TI logic trying to take over and overpower everything here and see the bigger things of everything in regards of the NI network. So that's crazy. So yeah, what did you guys like? What do you guys prefer of all these 5 love languages? And also, if you saw some, this is something I wonder. It feels like most people don't do not criticism, but it feels like most people don't ask for how did you, as you watched a video, for example this video, but how did you react or respond to my reactions and responses to what was happening? So for example, if you notice that you seem to react pretty much to this, or do you, if you have a certain question, or if you relate to something that I was saying, anything can be shared. It's like I'm a sensitive guy in regards of energies and consciousness, and in many ways, but I'm not sensitive to, if someone says something that they interpret or have a question of, it's like no need to hide anything. So if you have any question, good or bad, or however you see it, or feel the need to express something that you came to think of from watching this video, or from the test, or from me, share it. Just share it away and let's see what we can make out of it. Because it's so important to express things, guys. And that's what we need more of. Self-expression. 5850. Well, I thought this would be like, as I saw, Sara MBTI, I think her video was 18. No, 20. Oh, 2244. Cool. Okay, I thought mine would be around 25. I was thinking I'm much more rambly than she is.
Just listen to
overall, she's more full,
feel strange.
immersed into answering. I'm trying to. I'm not trying to. It's just happening. Yeah. Okay. Some people might be here still, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate every single one of you, even if you didn't watch it all. It's our time is precious, and we have to make the most out of it and life overall. Um, Sometimes there will probably be some more videos like this, probably not as lengthy, but things have to be what they will be, and people will appreciate it or not, and it doesn't really, in the big picture of things, it doesn't matter. So take care, guys, and yeah, I'll see you soon with some more updates, and I hope you will have a great weekend. If it's not weekend when you're watching this, I want you to have a great life overall. Take care, guys.